Have you ever felt your words just disappearing into the air, unheard, unheeded, like whispers against a storm? Perhaps in a family discussion, a church meeting, or even in your quiet prayers, you've longed for your voice to carry weight, to make an impact, to truly resonate. It's a common ache, this feeling of being overlooked or misunderstood, especially when you carry a message, a prayer, or an insight you believe is from God. You want to lead, to serve, to uplift, but something holds your voice back. Or perhaps when you do speak, the message doesn't quite land. Today we're not just talking about speaking. We're talking about speaking with a divine purpose, unlocking a power within you that can transform your life and the lives around you. This isn't about being louder or more dominant. It's about embodying a quiet strength, a clarity, and an intentionality that flows from your walk with Christ. Imagine a life where your contributions are not just heard, but deeply felt, where your presence commands respect, not through force, but through a genuine, God-given authority. This journey begins not on a grand stage, but in the quiet refining of your daily interactions, transforming how you communicate, how you lead, and ultimately, how you live out your faith.
So often we diagnose the problem of ineffective communication as a lack of confidence, or perhaps a deficit of the right words. But the truth runs deeper, touching the very core of our spiritual being. When our words lack clarity, our presence
feels diminished, or our intentions are muddled. It's often a symptom of an inner disconnect. We might be speaking at people instead of to them, or worse, speaking to ourselves with a voice of doubt and confusion. Think about Sarah, a dedicated member of her small community church for years. She loved the Lord, served diligently, yet whenever it came time for discussion or sharing, her voice would waver, her thoughts would scatter, and she'd often leave feeling unheard, even invisible. Her ideas, though often insightful, would get lost in the noise because they lacked a focused delivery. This isn't just about public speaking. It's about the daily currency of our relationships, our prayers, and our very self-perception. The good news, the transformative truth, is that the power isn't in speaking more, but in speaking better, with words infused with God's truth, delivered with a conviction that comes from deep within. It's about becoming a channel for divine clarity, allowing His wisdom to shape your thoughts and articulate your heart. This transformation begins when you decide that your voice, a gift from God, deserves to be honed, to be used with purpose. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to discover the profound impact your words can have, I invite you to join this conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on more insights designed to empower your spiritual journey. One of the most insidious obstacles to clear, impactful communication is the fog of vagueness.
We skirt around the edges of what we truly mean, fearing judgment, rejection, or simply not wanting to offend. This often leaves our listeners, and even ourselves, confused about our true message. It's like trying to navigate a dense forest.
Without a compass, you move, but without direction, you end up lost. This isn't just about speaking accurately, it's a spiritual discipline. Proverbs 25:11 reminds us, "A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver." This isn't just about beauty, it's about value and precision. A word fitly spoken is chosen, carved, placed with intention. Sarah, our friend from earlier, struggled with this. She once tried to explain a new outreach idea to her church board, but her explanation was so full of qualifiers and apologies that the board members couldn't grasp the core vision. They heard her speak for 5 minutes, but understood very little. It wasn't until a mentor challenged her to articulate her vision in a single, concise sentence that the breakthrough happened. She practiced stripping away the unnecessary, focusing on the core purpose. The next time she spoke, her words were fewer, but each one carried the weight of her conviction, like a sculptor's chisel making precise, impactful marks. This clarity built trust, not just in her idea, but in her as a leader. When you speak with precision, you honor your listeners' time and intelligence, and you honor the truth God has placed within you. Another profound obstacle is the struggle with presence and authenticity. We've all been in conversations where someone is speaking, but their eyes dart around the room, their posture is slumped, or their tone is hesitant. Their words might be fine, but their body language screams insecurity or disinterest, effectively undermining their message. This isn't a performance, it's an embodiment of your inner state. The surprising revelation here is that true presence doesn't come from trying to project confidence, but from being deeply rooted in God's presence. When you are grounded in Him, your body naturally aligns with your spirit. It's not about acting, it's about aligning. Think of a mighty oak tree. It stands tall and unwavering, not because it's trying to be strong, but because its roots run deep. Similarly, when you are centered in your faith, your tone can convey calm confidence. Your eyes can maintain direct contact not out of intimidation, but out of genuine conviction, and your posture can stand tall because you know whose you are and the truth you carry. Sarah, witnessing this, realized her own tendency to slouch or avoid eye contact was a physical manifestation of her fear of judgment. She began to practice, before any conversation, taking a moment to simply breathe, to remember God's presence with her, to pray for His peace to fill her. This simple act transformed her demeanor. She wasn't trying to be someone else. She was simply allowing the peace of Christ to manifest through her, turning her physical presence into a testament to her spiritual conviction. The true turning point in our communication journey, and indeed in our spiritual walk, comes when we recognize that speaking is not merely a human skill, but a profound spiritual act. It's a reflection of our inner landscape, a declaration of our faith, and a vehicle for God's truth to flow through us. The central biblical truth here is not about what we say, but about how we say it, and more importantly, whose we are when we speak. 1 Peter 4:11 admonishes, "If anyone speaks, they should do so as one who speaks the very words of God." This doesn't mean we claim divine inspiration for every casual remark, but it calls us to a higher standard, that our words should be aligned with God's character, His wisdom, and His purpose. This shifts our focus from impressing others to serving God. It's a radical inner transformation. Sarah experienced this when she stopped viewing conversations as opportunities to prove herself and started seeing them as opportunities to be a vessel. She began praying not just for the right words, but for her heart to be right, for her intentions to be pure. The realization that her voice could be a conduit for God's love and truth, not just her own opinions, liberated her. Her anxiety about speaking diminished, replaced by a deep sense of purpose. When her fears were quieted by faith, her inner transformation began to powerfully shape her outward expression. She learned that the most influential voice is not the loudest, but the one most attuned to the whisper of the Holy Spirit. With this new perspective, our voice becomes more than just a means of conveying information. It transforms into a beacon, guiding others and ourselves through life's complexities. It illuminates truth, offers comfort, and inspires action. Sarah's journey became a powerful testimony to this. Having once felt invisible, she now found herself being sought out for advice, for prayer, for leadership. Her clarity in communication, born from a deep spiritual grounding, didn't just help her, it uplifted her entire community. She was asked to lead a new ministry for young adults, a role she would have vehemently declined before. But now, when she spoke, there was a quiet authority, a genuine presence that drew people in. She didn't preach with flowery language. She simply shared her heart, her insights and God's truth with a precision and conviction that resonated deeply. Her words, once scattered, now felt like seeds planted in fertile ground, yielding fruit in the lives of those she mentored. This expansive application of purposeful communication reached into every area of her life. Her family relationships deepened as she learned to listen fully and speak with intentional love. Her workplace interactions became more constructive, as she articulated ideas with clarity and respect. And her personal prayer life transformed as she spoke to God with a newfound intentionality, knowing her words were heard and valued. She understood that her influence wasn't about her, but about the divine message she was called to carry. So, how do we begin to cultivate this purposeful voice, this God-given influence? It starts with a few practical yet profound steps. First, embrace the power of the pause. Before you speak, take a breath, center yourself, and ask, what is the purpose of these words? Is it to clarify, to encourage, to challenge, to love, or simply to fill space? This intentional pause demonstrates thoughtfulness and allows the Holy Spirit to guide your tongue. Second, commit to listening fully before offering your opinions. James 1:19 reminds us, be quick to listen, slow to speak. This isn't just polite, it's profoundly respectful and fosters deeper understanding, allowing you to tailor your message to the true need, not just the surface noise. Third, speak with unwavering belief in your message, especially when that message is rooted in God's truth. Every word should serve a purpose, aimed at moving people to action or to a deeper understanding, rather than just filling the silence. Imagine your words are not just sounds, but living seeds that you are planting. What kind of harvest do you want to see? This renewed vision calls you to step into the leadership potential God has placed within you, to be a voice of clarity and conviction in a world hungry for truth. It's an invitation to transform not just your communication, but your entire life, becoming a powerful instrument for God's glory. As we consolidate this journey, remember the transformation of Sarah, from a quiet, unseen presence to a beacon of clear, purposeful influence. Her story isn't unique. It's a testament to what happens when we align our communication, our very voice, with God's divine purpose. You too can move from feeling unheard and ineffective to becoming a confident, influential voice in every area of your life. Imagine a future where your words cut through confusion, where your presence inspires trust, and where your every utterance is a testament to the clarity and conviction that comes from Christ. This isn't just about speaking well, it's about living well, leading well, and loving well. It's about being a true reflection of God's wisdom and grace in a world that desperately needs to hear it. Your voice is a sacred vessel, a powerful tool for shaping reality, for building bridges, and for proclaiming hope. Don't let it be a whisper against the storm. Let it be a guiding light. If this message has touched your heart, if you're ready to embrace the power of your purposeful voice, I invite you to share your own journey with us. What is one area where you commit to speaking with more clarity and purpose this week? Let us know in the comments below. And if you have a topic you'd like us to explore in a future message, we'd love to hear your suggestions. Let's continue to grow together, transforming our voices and through them transforming our world, one purposeful word at a time.